Coming at an angle. So you can see where I was screwing down on that back screw, and you can see some of the metal wore away. So the Atlas distance is shorter than the Kadee distance here. Let's see if I can play with it to get it to work for me. And I was able to. Basically, I put in the back screw first, and then did the other front screw at an angle, and I think, yeah, the Kadee still works just fine. And this is screwed in here nice and good. By the way, these are 2-56 screws, and it's in there nice and like flush with the underframe there. So just to show you that it's nice and flush. And something about the Kadees. Let's see if I can show this to you. So at least these 804s and 805s. So the Kadee has some slack up, and it has slack going this in either direction, but there's a spring inside that keeps the coupler centered. Also, showing the operation of the Kadee. So basically, when they couple, there's a spring on the side here, and it pushes back when you couple, and then once the other coupler sits into it, it goes back to normal position, and then they're locked together. There's tools of where they use this metallic air hose thing here. That, I mean, I cut mine off of my cars, but you can use magnets to help uncouple the cars by hand, or there's magnetic strips you can put in the track also to do the same thing. Anywho, enough wasting time talking, because I'm trying to show how fast you can do these conversions, and they're not that hard. So that side's done. So let's go ahead and put the truck back on. I'm not going to bother comparing this car to another car as far as Kadee height goes, because this should be set to the right height automatically. So it swivels all the way. Again, if the flange hits the Kadee box, that means you have the full swivel in both directions here. So this is a short car. This could probably easily do 54, maybe a little bit less than that. I'm not really that sure. But oh, something else. These little hatches open. I mean, it's not all that important because you won't really ever use that. But it's kind of cool that they open. Just thought I'd show you that real quick. So let's grab the other Kadee real quick. Throw some screws in there. These were already drilled and tapped by Atlas, because this is die cast down here, and just do the same trick we did before. Do this side, and then try to get this in at an angle into that hole. It's a little tricky, these Atlas cars. I think I have enough thread on the screw that I'm able to do this. Maybe not. I hope so. There we go. Got it. So the back screw looks like it's going in actually at an angle, and the front screw is going down perpendicular to the flush plane of the underframe. Just screw these down in tight. It's good. The Kadee, the screws aren't too tight. It's because the maybe just slightly too tight. Let me slightly loosen that. Yeah, there we go. So you could if the center screw here is too tight, it'll keep this Kadee from self-centering very easily. It'll get kind of like basically it pushes too much pressure down the coupler between inside the box, and it can't move as freely as it should. So that's good. That's done. And let's throw the truck back on. Again, I'm putting this big piece towards the center of the car, so that way it's not going to hit the Kadee. And let's go ahead and put screw back on there. Free to move. And there we go. That's a finished AtlasO car. Doesn't get any easier than this. My clock says about 11 minutes, but that's because I was also talking and taking my time with this. If you want to like set up an assembly line and just take all the trucks off and then put all the couplers on, especially these cars that are already tapped for um, the Kadee couplers, it's pretty easy. And there's no reason that people that want to have a more scale look on their cars shouldn't use Kadee couplers. You can get them for about $2 to $2.50. About there's some people that can get them in that range, or they can point you to the right direction as far as getting couplers on the cheap, especially in bulk. And the reliability of these couplers is so much better than these lobster claws. As far as the reason I do the Kadees now, the K-line reefers, there's nice little plastic reefers with the interiors or whatnot. They came with Kadee couplers, and that's the first time I encountered Kadee couplers. Started using them, and actually have only experienced one. It's not even a failure of the coupler; it just came unlocked somehow. And I've had multiple lobster claw failures as far as like going up on grades and couplers just opening up. And I've had only one issue of somehow either the spring or something wasn't in there right, and car came up loose on a train. Otherwise, these Kadees are great, function great. The coupler slack is awesome. I'll have to get a video of that later. And anywho, I'm gonna try to do some Lionel cars and do figure out other manufacturers' cars of scale stuff. Maybe even just the resin kit, just to show you how to just drilling a hole and tapping it and then adding the Kadees. But this is pretty simple, and this is it. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment on these. Again, this is all done in real time. If I make a mistake through what I say or something like that, I'm probably not going to go back and fix it. It's not worth my time, because you're still going to get the point that I'm trying to make, that it's easy to do these. It doesn't take too much time. Some are more complicated than others. You just got to take your time, look at it, and figure it out logically on the steps that you have to do to get these to work right. Anywho, be sure to check your cars with some sort of height gauge, or a car that you know is already set to a correct height, and you'll be on your way. Thank you for watching, and again, I'm David Freelander, and I'll see you on the forum. Take care.